and cell nucleus remains from the somatic cell. Thereby, the dolly was produced in the world. This is first technology where even during this 1960s or 1996 when this science was going on, this Shinya Yamanika came in contact with Gordon along with mud, and they started working on induced pluripotent cells. They understood the science, power of science, what we can do, how we can convert the biological life, reversing the biological life. What we cannot imagine the somatic life of a cell can be reversed to the embryonic life. That is why this Shinya Yamanika was given the Nobel Prize of reverse to the biological of the life, human life. These are the two Nobel laureates who got the Nobel in physics and medicine, physiology. The good part is that Shinya Yamanika is a spine surgeon in Japan. His training has been done in one of the top Goldstein Institute of Neurological Science in the US, and Gordon from his UK is a biologist. Now let's see what is this building block of our body. An unidentified cell is a non-differentiated cell, non-specialized cell. It's a non-specialized cell. Stem cell means a non-specialized. It doesn't know its function, what it's going to do, what is its role. Now if you happen to understand a small video can play? It's image, okay, fine. Now this was small body is created in a plate, but I'll explain you. Now this is an embryo of the age of around 7 to 10 days, blastocyst. Now initially if you happen to see an ovum and a sperm fuses to form a zygote. Now this is a zygote which forms a single cell embryo. Anyone who knows what happens to the embryo, anyone can understand single cell life, what it does. Any one of you know? We never try to understand what happens here. This is a single cell having two nucleuses fusion, getting into a haploidentical to diploidentical nucleus. Now this has got in the nucleus 30,000 genes. Can you imagine? 30,000 genes. The mitochondria of this has got 5,000 genes. Imagine the size of that cell, size of nucleus, and size of the gene, and each gene is made up of billions of nanoprotein particles, which we are going to talk as a nanotechnology. How the nanotechnology is going to target with smart pathways to treat cancers, smart pathways to treat many of the chronic diseases. Now, this cell divides not only by cell function, it divides by the signals which come from the cytoplasm. Now, cytoplasm plays a role to divide the cell. Now, it gives a signal to the cytoplasm, to the nucleus to divide into 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, up to this stage, we call as a morula. The next step, embryo 3 to 4 days, morula, where 16 to 32 cells are there. Up to this stage, the concept of embryonic cell exists. Now, these embryonic cells we call as the totipotent cells, pluripotent and totipotent. What is the difference between totipotent stem cell and pluripotent stem cell is that totipotent cells can create the entire embryo and extraembryonic cell mass of placenta and cord, whereas pluripotent cannot do that. If you take out an embryonic stem cell and put in 8 uterus, you can produce 8 different same characters. So imagine the power of this cell. Now it gives the signals to become a blastocyst, inner cell mass, outer cell mass. Outer cell mass gets into an placenta, cord, external mass. Whereas inner cell mass differentiates your 220 types of cells. Your body is composed of 22 types of cells, and entire body is made up of 150 trillion cells. Can you imagine the zeros in trillion and 50 trillion? Your body is made from 150 trillion cells. Now what happens here? CXR2 is a signal which is receptor of the gene which is expressed, and the cell starts functioning into differentiating specialized tissues like liver, kidney, brain. For all of them there are spatial markers, spatial signals are given. Those signals once investigate, the cell becomes a liver cell, kidney cell, brain cell. Now the organogenesis, before organogenesis is the ontogenesis. The tissues are developing. Now the ideology of telling is this for one reason. If you understand this part, I'll make you understand why cells can heal you. These cells are now becoming your organs, not organs, first tissues. The tissues are a functional part of organs. Then these tissues get assembled into a small shapes or structures along with the capsule developing their capillaries, blood vessels, neural structures, and they become organ. And the nature is defined so much. They migrate to specific locations, connect to specific, and they are also connected to the brain. They are all connected with the different circuits again. And this is happening by migration of the cells. Whenever the migration fails, you get birth defects. You call them birth defects when the migration fails. Because the signal is changed. Signal doesn't get properly, and the migration fails and you get birth defects, maybe organ-wise, tissue-wise. And once the organs are assembled together, these organs make a small baby which is born in 9 months' time. Now, this baby when born is of the weight of 2.5 kg and 25 inches. Have you asked yourself, anyone can tell me, how come a baby of 3 kg, 2 kg becomes 60 kg? Have you imagined yourself? Can you imagine how it becomes? We all say, no, usko acha khilao. Bachcha acha bada ho jayega. That doesn't mean poor children doesn't become grow up. They also grow up. They also grow up. Normal growth they get. Even if we take minimum food, proteins and calories, they grow. Have you ever thought what happens? Here lies the secret of stem cells. Nature has designed in such a way that even after birth, they have given you milestones to grow. He has not immediately made you walk or jump. So, the signals of connecting between the different brain centers to pass on instruction to different parts of the body, sensory organs and motor organs, are not developed. So they are developing. So they have given it the spatial milestones, we call them. बच्चा कब चलने लगा है, कब बात करने लगा है. These are the milestones because these are development stages. Now here what happens? These development stages take place through the signals in the brain. Similarly, the growth of kidney, which is very small, brain is very small, they grow to the big size. How do they grow? Because bone marrow is giving them mesenchymal stem cells, not only metabolic stem cells. We should know every 1 second we are changing 15 billion RBCs in your blood. Do you know? That is the production capacity of your bone marrow. 15 million RBCs are produced every second. So imagine 24 hours. What is the activity, dynamic activity of the bone marrow is involved. Similarly, these bone marrow supplies the mesenchymal stem cells, specialty cells. As I told you just now, we have defined VCS as very small mesenchymal stem cells. These are also places to develop your organs. Now, these are the cells which are growing your organs from childhood to adolescence. Now, these are the stem cells in your body. Now, there is no organ in your body where there is no stem cell. There is no organ in the body. Like the way I said you have the blood, your skin, every 7 days you are changing the skin. New skin is coming up every 7 days. Where it comes from? It comes from epidermal stem cells present the dermal papillae and hair follicles. These stem cells are playing to different into hair, epidermal skin, melanocytes, sweat glands, sebum glands. Likewise, there is a niche of every organ we subsequently do. Now, when these cells are making your tissues, your organs, they are also growing your body. They are also maintaining when you are a tear and where you get an injury. Patient comes to you, we put an ointment of betadine, give 2 antibiotics and a painkiller, patient goes off, and there is another patient who doesn't get anything. Does his wound doesn't heal? His wound also heals up. Maybe 8 days more later, but heals up. We never think how it is healing up, because these are epidermal stem cells in the skin, which are making new hairs, which are making skin cells. So this is the power of your body. These are the stem cells. Now every organ is defined with the stem cell. In my opinion, I always talk to my patients, if you don't have stem cells in your body, you die straight. You die. There's no chance of living. A plastic, bone marrow gets plastic, what happens? Patient dies. Patient dies. There are no stem cells. He dies. Because there is no replacement of the cell. Every cell of your body, adult cell, has to die. And the dead cell is replaced by a stem cell. You get hepatitis. Many cells die away. Again you will come back to normal function. How it comes? Because there are in the line of biliaries and capillaries, there are pericytes and primary stem cells of the hepatocyte. Progenitor hepatocytes, we call them, progenitor hepatocytes. They differentiate and make up a new cell complex in the cell mass, and the organ again functions. Now I have a simple question to all of you. If by given a chance, these cells are duplicating themselves and healing your organs, don't you think these cells can be used to heal your body? Ask yourself, can you not imagine? Yes or no? The same cells you can use it to heal, to treat your bodies. I am bringing to communicate to your level for a reason. If you don't understand my talk, it's useless. I have to communicate to your level to understand, yes, these cells day to day are healing your body. They are making miracles in your body. So why not use them? Which is the very least risk. They roll your body. They will not cause any reaction. 100% safe. Take a paracetamol, you will have a reaction. Take a B complex, you have a reaction. Anything under the sun, you have a reaction except your own body product. These we call them autologous. We see subsequently what are the types of stem cells. Types of stem cells is a totipotent, pluripotent, multipotent. Totipotent, what I told you in the embryo, which has a total potential to develop the entire body along with the embryo, along the extraembryonic tissue. Whereas the pluripotent, they lose the differentiation potential into placenta, but they differentiate all 280 types of cells. These are called embryonic stem cells. And this embryonic stem cell potential remains up to only blastocyst. Once the blastocyst is over, the cells have started specialization. Then we call them fetal stem cells, but they are again like adult character. Then multipotent is a multiple differentiation potential. Not all of them 228, but they can make different type of 5 types of lineages, 7 type of lineages. Like the mesenchymal stem cells, which I am going to talk as a drug molecule, they are defined by nature to make 3 types of lineages. One is the bone, osteocyte, second is the cartilage, third is the adipocyte. But you can manipulate the cell to differentiate into almost of any type of cell in the body, mesenchymal stem cells. They can make. Every organ has progenitor cells. Liver has got, kidney has got, brain has got. Earlier brain was defined as it doesn't have a growth. But if you see dendritic gyrus, hippocampus, and lateral walls of the ventricle, they have stem cells, progenitor neural stem cells. Brain is the most plastic organ, like liver. I'll tell you, till date in your clinical practice, what is resistant to treatment for you is that neurological diseases. I hope you all face a problem treating neurological diseases, right? You find a problem treating neurological disease or not? Wait for 5 years, 10 years. Neurological disease is the most easily treatable conditions because brain is highly plastic. Very plastic. It can differentiate very fast. It can take over one part function to other part function. It is such a designed brain, which we are now going into details of this science. Now, this multipotent cells has a limited potential from only multilateral stem cells like oligobrain, neural progenitor cells, MSCs, myocardial stem cells. Every organ has got stem cells. What are the types that embryonic and adult? Embryonic as I defined you, adult I defined you like they are from the adult source. Fetal stem cell, placental stem cells, then cord stem cells. In the historical aspect, if you see 2007, recently Anthony Adler from the Northwake University, US, he defined your amniotic fluid has got stem cells and which has got pluripotency character. And they are used best results for diabetic patients. very good results for diabetic patient because they represent OX2 gene marker, which is an embryonic marker, which gives a chance to understand this can be used to beta cell differentiation. This is the same thing blastocyst, human SSCs, you can understand. Now, what is the differentiation potential of embryonic stem cell? It gives mesodermal, ectodermal, endodermal lineage, all three lineages you can imagine. Now, other stem cell sources for you are the bone marrow, as I was explaining you, multipotent T stem cells. Then you have muscle adipose, mesenchymal stem cells. Now, testicle is the only organ in the body which gives the presence of embryonic stem cell character. And these are absolutely non-dying cells because they transfer the genetic component from one generation to other generation. But rest of the cells, they don't do that. That is the gametic life. That's called the immortal cells. I call them immortal cells. They never die. They pass on your genetic material from your generation to the next generation. This cell has not died. It is an immortal cell. Gametes are immortal cells. They never die. They give a life to the next generation. Whereas somatic cells, they die. They die. And they have to be replaced by stem cells. Now there is a niche. Every organ I was talking to you, every organ has got a stem cell. Now this is a niche of an organ, area of an organ where stem cells reside. In the beginning I told you, you should understand, you should be asking question, what are stem cells? Where do they stay? What do they do? These are the hidden secrets which we need to explore to find out these hidden secrets. And then we'll get a lot of solution to many diseases. Now, there is a niche cell and a stem cell. Now, as I told you, till you get a cell, get a signal from a niche cell. Yes, there is a requirement of production of a new cells. The stem cell will never divide. It will remain silent. They are quiescent. They are silent. They never divide. Till they get a signal. They are not very much active. They remain silent in that niche till the organ gets a function, and when the stem cell gets a signal, it divides in a two-way. One is called a symmetrical, second is asymmetrical. Symmetrical is the two babies of the same character which create the pull of the stem cell. Maintaining, we require stem cells to survive. And second division is asymmetrical. It divides one into a stem cell of the same character, second to adult cell, what the organ wants to maintain the organ function. Now, if it fails to do this function, then the organs die away. So niche is very important. It works in every organ. So my dear friends, after understanding the concept of the stem cell, types of stem cell, the role in your body healing, recently I showed you a slide which states that they are in the mainstream. They are talking, every media is talking. Whether this talk about stem cell is a hype or a hope? Is it really a hype? Or really a hope for future? This is very important for us. Imagine if a doctor says to you that you are diagnosed with an uncurable condition, you have to live with it and die with it. And what will be the state of your mind? You will be shattered with the devastating name of disease. Christopher Reeve, most Superman of the earth, he had a spine fracture. Made his entire life, towards the end I'll tell his story, he has put his entire life in the research of stem cells, though he was not a concerned person. But he knew one day these tiny cells will change the human life. As I told you, the health crisis, why we fail. If you see the modern science is increasing your life expectancy. When people in 1940s used to live for 40 years or 50 years, see in 1940s and 1920s, life was not more than 40, 50 years. Today we are talking of 70 years average life. In US we talk of average life of 80 plus. In Japan we talk of 90 plus. Okinawa people talk of 100 plus. So we are talking increasing our life with the modern science. But tell me how many of them are healthy after age of 40? You start talking, नहीं यार अभी तो 40 हो गया, अभी तो retire होने का time आ गया. You get joint pains, you get diabetes, you get hypertension, you get heart attacks. So many young people get heart attacks. Why do they get it? You get autoimmune diseases, cancers. I call this condition to be health crisis because what I'm talking, the names of the diseases like autoimmune disease, organ failure, genetic disease, cancer, degenerative, developmental, congenital, top of any disease, there is no treatment. There is no treatment. What we treat is operatable defective conditions and little infective conditions and viral conditions. Not beyond that. Beyond that, we fail to treat the patients and we leave them to life. That's called a health crisis. If this is a health crisis, where we ourselves, government ourselves, spend billions of rupees to do a research in this molecule, but the result is that our aging is with a disease, not gracious. I always call this condition as a health crisis. We should live long, definitely, but with the aim and purpose. If you don't have aim and purpose to serve to the community, you are a liability to yourself, to the family, to the community, to the society, and to the nation. Where per capita income of others will be spent on you in lakhs of rupees and crores of rupees. This cannot be a modern science. This cannot be a modern science. This is a collapsing science. This is a collapsing health crisis. Now, if you want to see how do we come out of this science, I'll give two examples in your day-to-day practice. Insulin is used to treat diabetes but does not cure disease, need to generate islet cells or the pancreas. You have been using insulin for hundreds of years, produced in the factories outside. Tell me, show me people who have gone on insulin has come back to normal diabetes, normal level of pancreatic function. Have you come across any patient? You are postponing his disease of pancreatic compilation from today to tomorrow. He ends up with the myopathies, neuropathies, nephropathies, retinopathies, and ultimately he gets amputated of the leg or lost the eye or kidney fail or heart fail. What is the achievement in giving insulin? Are you having? I mean communicating you better. You understand what I'm talking? What is the use of insulin? For 100 years we are talking, we are spending billions of dollars to newer molecule insulin, newer molecule. But what is the end result of that insulin? My patient is dying. I am unable to even stop the disease of the patient. Forget about that. I am putting him in long-term complications, making him a burden to the hospital, to the family. Similarly, nitroglycerin. 150 years we have been using this. Tell me who has gone on nitroglycerin has saved from a cardiac disease. He's ended up in ISD. He will die with a heart disease. Ultimately he will die with a heart disease. Maybe not today, down the line 10 years. You will give a lot of pills to him, a lot of injections to him. What is ultimate? Can you get his heart function back? None of us can do that. So where I call this big crisis, health crisis, we are failing, science is failing here. No single